There is a new study that shows the best and worst states for teachers. Let's learn a little bit more about this from June Campbell, who's an education expert for 1320 WILS and Fox News Radio. June, good morning.
Good morning.
Tell us about this new study from Wallet Hub website.
Well, it appears that they have tried to rank the most teacher-friendly states, and frankly, they've talked about teacher evaluation, standardized testing, school safety, and all of that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But what really makes us a state teacher-friendly is allowing teachers to teach what really needs to be taught, and that is reading and math, the old-fashioned way that's always worked.
All right, according to these rankings, and we're talking about teacher-friendly states where the average starting salaries are up, the median annual salaries, number of teachers per capita, unemployment rates, and much, much more, who fared well.
Oh, who fared well?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, they were Wyoming and a number of different states that I don't have them right in front of me, to be honest with you. But there were the top 10, whether they were in the top 10 or whether they were in the top 29 is really of no real significance, because they're all facing the same problems, and that is that the kids are being passed on from year to year, never mastering anything. They're not being taught work ethics or self-disciplines or love for learning. So these teachers are unable to actually teach because every child is at a different level. What they need to do is go back to the basics. And if they get those basics down of reading and math with the children and forget everything else for right now, not that the other subjects aren't important, but they get these things down first things first, then you'll see every state ranking go way high, and you will see teachers being thrilled to death. I have teachers who call me from everywhere wanting to go to work for us in our private school here in Dallas, Texas, because we have small classes of disciplined children, but most of all because we actually teach the basics, and that's all we worry about. Phonics, reading by phonics, and math, memorization of the facts, so that the kids have the tools in their toolboxes to be able to learn.
June, here in Michigan, we hear so much about so many school districts that are struggling with finances. How are you able to keep class sizes so small, focus on the basics, and keep your teachers happy?
Well, our teachers are happy, and they're very happy because of the fact that they are allowed to teach what needs to be taught. It's miserable. I was actually talking to a man the other day whose daughter had just started teaching for her first year here in Texas. And in 5 weeks into the school year, he said, my poor daughter is absolutely miserable. She has huge student-to-teacher ratio. She's being inundated with paperwork. She's getting a really good salary, but she's still miserable. The whole thing is that it doesn't matter how much money you pay the teachers. What it amounts to is that nobody's going to be happy. The students are not happy. The teachers are not happy. The administrators are not happy. Nobody's going to be happy until they get back to the basics, because once they've got those basics down, then they're going to see the rankings and the standardized tests, the teacher evaluations. Everything's just going to automatically go shooting through the roof.
June, how do you pay for that? Maybe school districts here in Michigan can learn. They seem to be so pinched for pennies.
Well, the problem is that most of the schools have a tremendous number of children there because both parents work, and they have to they keep them very long hours to help in the babysitting side of this as well, if I can be so bold as to say so. And so they've got kids, and they're just packed in there, and they come from all different types of families where some children are more disciplined than others, and some have more parent help than others. But no matter what, across the board, they've all got to be taught the same thing. They've all got to be taught.
June, I understand that. It sounds like it makes a lot of sense, but physically, how are you able to get it done? And maybe we can.
I have a very small school. Mm-hmm. Ours is a very small private Christian school. Mm-hmm. So we purposely have set a certain number of children that we take so that we can keep our classes small. We don't overload. We have a very small student-teacher ratio. We have about 6 or 7 students per teacher. So that is a huge difference there, but that difference is not the kind of difference that really is the clincher here. The whole thing is that if you had 30 kids in a classroom and you were teaching them the right thing, you could still be successful.